Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessing and salutation to the hopeful elect, noise in the gospel, brothers of the standard of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. Titled, The World War III is going to commence or bring about the lake of fire and brimstone. Okay, World War III is going to bring about what the Christians call hell, which is the lake of fire. Okay, fire and brimstone. As the prophecies coming to pass, it says, Pentagon says 900 U.S. troops have been deployed or are deploying to Middle East amid heightened tensions. Okay, and roughly 900 U.S. troops. It's not a lot of troops. But why are they deploying these troops over there? Because of the tensions. Okay, the war of Hamas and the Israelis, and now allegedly America has bombed like a Syrian base, which harbors Iranian equipment. Okay, which we know that the Syrians, the Iranians, the Russians, soon to be the Chinese, they're gonna take some point of partnership to come against the Western nations, NATO or the EU. Okay, which this third world war will bring about the lake of fire. Okay, contrary to the Christians, the lake of fire is not some dungeon that when you die, your soul descends into the underworld, and all of a sudden you're being tortured forever in eternity. No, that's not what the scriptures say. Okay, you got to understand that the scriptures is written in parabolic sense, man, symbology. So when you read things in the Bible, oftentimes they have parabolic meanings to it, like Lazarus and the rich man. Okay, Christians really think that the rich man was in like a literal hell, getting tortured by the devil, but yet he's looking into a different gulf or a different realm, and he's seeing Lazarus being comforted by the angels and the Most High. That's not the case in that, because if you understood prophecy and you understood the scriptures, if you was in the concept of some type of hell, you wouldn't have any access to any other realm. Okay, like right now, we're in earth realm right now. We don't necessarily have freely access to the spiritual world outside of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, and the angels. We don't have the keys to unlock this fourth dimension and say, look, I'm getting ready to go into the fourth dimension. You can't even see the fourth dimension, but it's all around you. You see what I'm saying? So it would be the same concept in the case of an underworld. So the lake of fire is going into a different hole. It's a different meaning. It's a different talking point, so to speak. And what we're seeing going on in the Middle East, okay, soon to be World War III. Lord's will, soon, once they get this American dollar out of here, they can go ahead and pass the RFID micro C hip or the rice grain and stop fucking around. But the war in the Middle East will lead into the ultimate destruction of Babylon the Great. Okay, so it says roughly 900 U.S. troops have been deployed or are deploying to the Middle East amid heightened tensions in the region after a series of attacks on a coalition basis that resulted in minor injuries for almost 24 troops. It says these include forces that have been prepared to deploy orders, which are deploying from continental United States. A Pentagon spokesperson said. It says deploying units include a terminal altitude areas defense battery from Fort Bliss, Texas, Patriot barriers from Fort Sill, Oklahoma, Patriot and Avenger batteries from Fort Liberty, North Carolina, and Associated Air Defense headquarters from Fort Bliss. It says Ryder added that the deploying units will not be going to Israel and are intended to support regional deterrence efforts to further bolster U.S. force protection capabilities, meaning they got to be like on standby. Okay, because look, it says the war between Israel and Hamas continues. The U.S. is seeking to send a strong message to adversaries to prevent the conflict spreading more widely about the region. Basically, they're there as a presence, okay, because they're going to be needed. And these are basically going to be like almost reserves to go down there, because eventually they're going to send all the militaries in that area. It's going to get so out of hand to a point they're going to send everybody down there. Okay, and that's when things are really going to hit the fan. You know, but it says CNN has reported that the U.S. has intelligence that Iranian-backed militia groups are planning to ramp up attacks against U.S. forces in the Middle East, which proves they have spies in those countries. And Iran seeks to capitalize on the backlash in the region to U.S. to support Israel. It says Reuters said on Thursday between October 17th and 26th, U.S. and coalition forces have been attacked at least 12 separate times in Iraq, 4 separate times in Syria by a mix of one-way attack drones and rockets. So a total of 21 U.S. service members have received minor injuries as a result of attacks between October 17th and 18th, CNN reported say. But of those 19 through 15 at Al-Assad Air Base in Syria and 4 Al-Tanf garrisons in Iraq have been diagnosed with traumatic brain injury, Reuters said. It says all have since returned to duty, he added, and there have been no injuries or no other reported cases to TBI since the 17th and 18th of October. It says the announcement on Thursday comes after the Pentagon put roughly 2,000 U.S. troops on prepare to deploy orders last week, which Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh said were focused on providing air defense, security logistics, medical intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, and transportation support. It says that is in addition to U.S. troops already in Iraq and Syria, roughly 2,500 and 900 respectively, and the Navy assets were announced to be heading towards the region. Okay, and what's so fucked up about it all is the fact that you think these top Pentagon officials, they're gonna go over there and fight this shit? No. Put fatigue and gear and helmet on these people and let them go over there and fight the war, but they're not gonna do it because at the end of the day, they like, look, this ain't our fight to fight. This is what we got y'all for. But also, this is this prophecy coming to pass because it says the Euphrates River is running dry. Okay, it says this 1,740-mile long river flows through Syria, Turkey, and Iraq and serves a population of about 60 million people. It says, unfortunately, this major water source is drying up due to climate change causing such disastrous effects. And it's not due to climate change, okay? Climate change, that's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It's prophetic. And when you look at this symbol, this look like the Greek variant Omega, which is the last. I believe it's like 24 variants on the Greek chart, if I'm not mistaken. With Alpha being the first, Omega being the last. All right, and then you look at that, Yahweh said, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. So this shows you right here that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is getting ready to make his move, man. All right, so prophecy is speaking. This is biblical prophecy. Matter of fact, let's get it here. This is the book of Revelation 16. And I'm going to start at verses 12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dry. It says, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Prepared for what? Prepared for the war of Armageddon, man. Okay, because look here, it says here, verse 15, behold, I come as a thief, but blessed is he that watcheth and keep his garments, lest he walk it naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of the heaven from the throne, saying, it is done. Okay, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such it was not since man was upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath, man. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found, which is your governments, man. And it says, and there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, which is those missiles. Every stone about weight, it says stone, every stone about the weight of a talent, and men blaspheme Yahweh because the plagues of the hell, for the plagues there were exceedingly great. Okay, so this is all gearing up for World War III, man. Okay, and this is why the tensions in the Middle East are on such high alert because, hey, man, the small head scriptures say that the least of the flock should draw them out, man. You know, so let's go here to the book of Deuteronomy 32 because this is what's going to lead to the ultimate lake of fire, okay? When we are beamed up in the ships, and we're looking down, like the scriptures say, we should stand on a sea of glass having harps. Okay? Going into us being delivered, us being beamed up in the chariots, the ships. You know, us being beamed up in the ships. We're going to literally see this place burning. Okay? So this is the book of Deuteronomy 32. And I'm going to start at verses Yep, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy 32, and I'm probably passing it already. Low as hell. Yep, Deuteronomy 32 and 22. It says, for a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn into the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains, man. Okay, and I will heap mischiefs upon them, and I will send my arrows upon them, and they should be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. And I will also send teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of the serpents of the dust, man. Okay, it says, the sword is without and the terror within, and shall destroy both young men and the virgin, and the suckling also with the men of the gray hairs. All right, and that's the point, man. Yahweh Bashim Hawashai is going to bring destruction to this place. Okay, old, young, rich, poor, it doesn't matter. Okay, our Lord is getting ready to make a move out here, man. And he's making moves. Okay, which Christians, like I said, the lake of fire is talking about, oh, going to hell and dying. No, it's not talking about that. Because let's get this. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which it says, with which he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. Both of these were cast alive into a lake burning with fire and brimstone. So if you have to die and go to hell, why does it say that these were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone? Okay, because this is talking about being, this is talking about the nation or the country of America being ignited by those nuclear missiles, man. Those missiles, and also the chariots of the Heavenly Father. Okay, because it says here, them that received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. Okay, and what's the image? Everything around, okay, bowing down to this system, including getting the MOTB. It says these were both cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. Okay, and the false prophet goes into these particular Catholic church and all these other sub churches underneath them. Okay, the false prophets, because yet they're responsible for a lot of jakes falling behind that papacy, man. You know, those wicked miracles. It says, which deceived them that have received the mark of the beast, and them that worshiped his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. Okay, next precept it says here, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone. So wait a minute, if the devil was already in hell, why did he need to be cast into the lake of fire at the end of time if he's already there? Okay, if he's already in hell torturing people, why in the hell does Satan need to be casted back into the lake of fire if that's his dwelling place? Doesn't make any sense. But it says, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone. Now, who is the devil? Esau. Okay, because he's going to be destroyed. That's why it tells you in Revelation 6, it says, I think it's 9, it says, and the Lord shall slay a third part of men, which is you Edomites. But it says, and the beast and the false prophet are, and it should be tormented day and night forever and ever. Okay, and forever and ever goes into a long period of time. Okay, because even though they're going to be dead and gone, yet the smoke of their destruction, their torment, like the fire alone is going to be a remembrance or a memorial as to how wicked this place is. So those ashes is going to represent the deeds and the wickedness of these people, man, that's going to burn for a long period of time. Okay, they're not going to be over here screaming and yelling for a million years. No, they're not going to be doing that. Now, the Lord can keep your spirit in that fire what it seems to be in eternity. But no, man, you got to put realism to what it's saying. That's why it says here, should be tormented day and night forever and ever. Okay, 14, it says, and death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. How can death and hell be cast into the lake of fire if you got to die and go to hell already? Don't make any sense, man. Okay, death and hell was another term or another keynote of this devil, man. Okay, and you can read about that in Revelation, the 6th chapter. Okay, you can read about that in Habakkuk. It says he larger his desire in his death and his hell and cannot be satisfied. Okay, because everywhere he goes, he brings destruction. Okay, because what it tells you in second address, it says evil should be quenched. Okay, and people's hearts should be turned into a new meaning. So all the wickedness on this side, when the Lord tells us in Peter that all the works and the elements will be melted with fervent heat, all this wickedness is going to be destroyed on this side, man. Okay, all the deeds, all the wickedness, all the idolatry, all the fallacies, the phallic symbols, all of the things are going to be thrown down in a moment's notice once the Lord comes back. Okay, Revelation 21 and 8, it says, but the fearful, unbelieving, and abominable, and the murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake, which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And that's when the missiles hit Babylon the Great. Okay, most people know that some form of fashion that America is going to be wiped, is going to be destroyed. Okay, they do. The average person saying, well, yeah, I can see them shooting missiles over here. Okay, because it's the Lord's judgment. You see, Revelation 14, and I'm going to start at verses 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city. See, this is that city that it's talking about, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with the loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same should drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he should be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy lambs and in the presence of the angels. Presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. Okay, now, if that's hell, how in the hell can the holy angels and Yahweh Shai look and watch that? Yeah, they can see into different dimensions, but no, man, this is talking about on this side. This is talking about when the destruction comes. Okay? And it says, in the smoke of their torment, it says the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and never, which is a long period of time. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Okay? So, Lord's will, that was edifying. All praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom. Shalom.